12. If the system of inequalities shown has no solution, what is the value of k? So let's get these inequalities in terms of y. First one is going to become y is less than or equal to 2 over k times x. The second one, I'm going to add over the y term and then add over the constant term to the left. So we get 1 over k times x plus 1 less than or equal to 1/2 y on the right. And then let's double the whole thing, and at the same time let's write it in the opposite order. So it's going to be y greater than or equal to 2 over k times x plus 2. So the only difference between the first inequality and the second inequality is that the first one has a y-intercept of 0 and the second one has a y-intercept of 2, and the first one's less than and the second one's greater than. So k is the only value that drives the slope. That's what we don't know, and we want to know what's the value of k that results in these inequalities having no solution. Since the solution to a linear inequality is an area, we can imagine that 2 over k is the same, so the two lines are going to have the same slope. Let's just draw a picture and guess what the slope is graphically. So the first graph is the entire area below the line 2 over k times x. So that's everything down here. And the second graph is everything above 2 over k times x plus 2, this y-intercept. So then the question is, what's the value of k that makes it so this system of inequalities has no solution? Well, pretty much any slope that these two lines had. I drew it arbitrarily. Slope looks like it's about 1/2, but had we made it any other slope, regardless, these lines are going to be parallel. So there's infinitely many slopes that will have it so that there's no solution to the system of inequalities. So there's an infinite number of values of k that would result in no solution. D is the best choice. 13. What values of x satisfy the equation above? We want to get it to have a common denominator. So the first term needs a 2 in the denominator. So let's also put a 2 in the numerator. That's going to become 8x over 2 times the quantity x minus 7. Second term's already in good shape. It's 2x, and we can rewrite the denominator by factoring out a 2 times x minus 7. So that's all good. And then the third term already has the denominator that we want, 2 times x minus 7. So no change there. So now we can just neglect the denominator and work with the numerator, and we get 10x equals 70. So x equals 7, and it's very tempting to choose answer choice B, but we do have to acknowledge the denominator in one sense, in that there's a restricted value. If x ever equals 7, then the denominator of all of these terms will be 0, which is undefined. So that is a restricted value. So the only viable solution that makes the numerator true is x equals 7, and yet that's restricted based on the denominator. So there's actually no solution. C is the best choice. 14. The circle shown is given by the equation x squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 4y equals 12. What's the shortest distance from A to B? A to B is a diameter. If we put in the equation a circle, we can find the radius. So let's write the x terms together, x squared plus 6x, and then leave yourself a space, and then plus y squared minus 4y, and again leave yourself a space, and that equals 12. And we want to complete the square. If we take half of the middle term and square it, we get 6 over 2 is 3, square that is 9. And then same for the y term, so half of minus 4 is minus 2, squared is plus 4. So now we just added 13 to the left side. We have no right to do that unless we also add 13 to the right side. So now the left side can simplify if we want to go all the way into the formula for a circle, but that's only going to help us find the location of the center of circle, which we actually don't care about. What we care about is the right side, because that's what gives us the radius. So the right side has now become 25, which is 5 squared. So this circle has a radius of 5, which means it has a diameter of 10, and that's the distance from A to B. B is the best choice.